So let's talk about something I know a lot of you are thinking about. How do you actually build a side income by creating content when you've already got a packed full-time job? It's all about making something that works for you, even when you're not working on it. Let's break down how you can build your very own digital asset, one manageable step at a time. Does this sound familiar? You've got all this knowledge, all this expertise from your career, your hobbies, your life, but the thought of starting a YouTube channel or a blog, it just feels like signing up for a second full-time job you absolutely don't have the hours for. Trust me, you are not alone in feeling this way. But here is the big idea, the thing that changes everything. Success in this world isn't about having some fancy professional studio or a giant budget. The real secret? It's about being clear, being honest, and just showing up. Consistently, even in small ways. It's about consistency, not perfection. All right, so where do we start? Our first path is one of the most powerful platforms on the planet, but we're gonna approach it in a way that actually respects your time, and that's YouTube. Now, I know it can seem intimidating, but let's look at why it might just be the perfect fit for a busy professional like you. Think of YouTube this way. It's not a content treadmill you have to run on every single day. Instead, you're building a digital asset. You can do the work on a Saturday, record a few videos, schedule them out for weeks, and then you let them work for you. They're out there attracting an audience, maybe even earning income while you're at your day job. It's like having a little employee working for you 24/7. And here's exactly how you do it. This isn't some vague, just start advice. It's a clear 6-step action plan. You start by picking a niche that feels easy for you, something you could talk about with a friend without any prep. Then just brainstorm 10 simple video ideas, get a really basic setup, and focus on recording smart, not perfect. This whole roadmap is designed to take the complexity out of it. And speaking of that setup, forget the fancy lights and expensive microphones. Seriously, your audience is showing up for your message. They're there because you're helping them solve a problem. All you really need to begin is your phone, a quiet corner in your house, and a window for some decent light. That's it. You could literally start this weekend. So you might be wondering, does this actually work for real people? Well, let's talk about Rakesh. He's a full-time IT engineer, not a super outgoing guy, not perfect on camera, but he knew how to explain coding concepts simply. So he made a deal with himself, one video every Sunday. And you can see how that consistency paid off. It started slow, just 80 subscribers in the first month. But look at month 6. His channel was monetized. And then in his 7th month, he got this, his first actual paycheck from YouTube ads. It's real, tangible proof that just showing up on the weekends can build an actual income stream that grows over time. Okay, so let's move on to our next path. Because what if being on camera just isn't your thing? No problem. There is a quieter, more thoughtful alternative that is every bit as powerful, and that's blogging. It doesn't scream for attention. It grows slow and steady, kind of like a tree. You know, blogging is the ultimate patient earner. An article you write today can be answering questions for people on Google for years, bringing you traffic and income long after you hit publish. You don't have to post every day. You just have to be helpful. Your blog becomes this amazing digital library of solutions that works for you forever. And just like with YouTube, there's a simple, super actionable way to get started. First, pick a topic you're already confident in. Then set up your platform. You can seriously do this in under an hour. And then just focus on writing 5 genuinely helpful posts. From there, it's just about learning some simple SEO basics, which is really just a fancy way of saying write about things people are actually searching for. Your first big decision is where to plant your flag. You can start super simple, maybe for free on a site like Medium, just to kind of test the waters. Or if you want full control and more ways to make money down the road, you can set up your own site with WordPress. The key is just to pick one and start writing. Let's look at Mega, who works in the corporate world. Her plan was so simple. 2 blog posts a week for just 10 weeks. That was the whole commitment. And the result? After only 6 months, she was getting 22,000 readers every single month and landing partnerships with brands. Now her blog just keeps growing even when she takes a break. Patience really does pay off. And that patience, it translated into an average of 18,000 rupees a month in side income. That is an incredible result from something that she has total control over, and it just proves that writing can be a very, very loyal earner. Okay, so we've talked about YouTube and we've talked about blogging, but there's a bigger idea that holds both of these things up, and that's building your digital identity, your personal brand. Now, this isn't about being an influencer. It's about becoming a trusted, helpful voice in your space. Your online presence becomes the silent ambassador working for you around the clock. A strong personal brand is like a magnet. It pulls opportunities directly to you. We're talking better job offers, freelance clients, cool collaborations. It also builds this incredible network of people who trust what you have to say. Really, it's just your professional self, expressed online, with a bit of clarity and a lot of kindness. And the plan to build this is refreshingly simple. First, don't try to be everywhere at once. Just pick one platform that fits you, maybe LinkedIn for career stuff or Instagram for creative work. Then build a gentle, no-pressure routine. Remember, it's all about consistency over intensity, no burnout allowed. Amon's story is the perfect example of this. He was an introvert, right? And he just started sharing these simple, honest 150-word posts on LinkedIn about things he'd learned in his career. No fancy graphics, no videos. And after just 6 months, he had 15,000 followers. And then people started reaching out to him, asking to hire him for coaching. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. Vermont wasn't trying to sell himself. He was just trying to help. His brand grew organically because his genuine desire to share something valuable was clear in every single post he wrote. His strategy was just authenticity. So whether we're talking about YouTube or a blog or a LinkedIn profile, it all comes down to one thing. The platform, that's just the vehicle. The real asset, the thing that makes any of this actually work, is your unique voice. This is maybe the most important thing to remember from all of this. People out there are not looking for another slick, polished, perfect expert. They are looking for someone real, someone who's willing to share honestly. The wins, sure, but also the mistakes and the lessons learned along the way. And this really illustrates the 4 pillars that hold this whole thing up, no matter which path you decide to take. Be honest, and people will trust you. Be clear, and people will follow you. Be consistent, and yeah, the platforms will eventually reward you. And finally, just have the courage to show up and share what you know. Let's just reframe the goal here. This is not about vanity metrics or trying to become famous. This is about building an income stream by making an impact, even if it's a small one. It's about sharing what you know to help someone who's just a few steps behind where you are right now. And so we'll end with this question for you. Everything you've learned, every single challenge you've overcome, it's valuable. It matters more than you probably think. So the only real question left is, what piece of that value are you going to share first?